We asked others about movies that they thought should be included in our best Black movies ever. This one surprised us, and we decided to watch it and see. Now, you listen up.
TV talk. Yeah, TV talk with the sisters. Oh, TV talk. TV talk with the sisters. TV talk with the sisters. What they have to say. What they have to say. TV talk with the sisters.
Welcome to TV Talk with the Sisters. I'm Karen.
And I'm Regina.
And we are here to talk TV. Today we're going to talk about the movie Gina and I Didn't See Coming. But it kept creeping up when we'd ask people of a certain age range. And that movie is White Chicks.
Yes, there is an age group out there that believes that White Chicks is an iconic Black movie.
I know, right? But that's okay, because instead of just listening to me and Regina's point of view, today we've invited a guest. And so we are welcoming Imani Payne, and she is an artist and a nonprofit service coordinator. And so she is kind of going to give that generational view of this movie called White Chicks. Welcome, Imani.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
And the story of White Chicks is about two disgraced FBI agents who go undercover in an effort to protect a hotel heiresses from a kidnapping plot. And you know what? Those words give way more credit to the story than there is story, if you ask me. I mean, if you ask me.
We already know where you sit on the movie Harriet Tubman. Just tell the people what the movie's about. Tell them the plot.
That was the plot. The two disgraced. What did I leave out? Go ahead. You do it. Jump on in there.
Okay. It's a buddy kind of police movie with Sean and Marlon Wayans, the Wayans brothers. And they go undercover as white women. They replacing these two hotel heiresses whose lives are in danger. And it just kind of outlines them trying to win the favor of their sergeant or lieutenant and save the day for these women and all the things they go through as white women.
You couldn't even make a movie like that today. Oh my God.
That is true. I do agree. I think a movie like this would not do well with the new generation. I believe that for sure. Just the jokes, the makeup, just there's certain parts of that movie that just will never be able to be re-implicated again. Even if they redid the movie, I don't think it wouldn't do well as much as it did for that time.
Yeah. And that time was what, 2004? Yeah, 2004.
Yes, yeah.
And the movie
I think a lot was accepted in comedy around that time in the early 2000s.
And the movie was directed by Gina and I, who did things like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker and, things where, the comedy just went off the chain.
Yeah, that's true. Imani, sell us on this movie. Why would you say this is an iconic Black movie?
Man, there's so many reasons why I think this is an iconic Black movie. Just from the music scenes, like I think in the early 2000s, music was so important to just movies, like what they would put in movies. And the song that they had in this movie, 1,000 Miles, is still a phenomenal song today. Like there's people that will know that song throughout history just because of this movie. And the singer of that song is extremely famous just because of that one hit. Like that's a song that will bring together crowds of people. And I think one of the famous scenes from this movie that sticks with me so much is when Terry Crews sings the song, and that like the fact that he knew the song in the first place was just an iconic scene because everyone was expecting him to not know it. And when he was like, "Oh, I love this song," it's like, oh, okay, this is accepted in various different cultures too. I think that it's a movie that brings together different age ranges, but also has that slapstick comedy that's just timeless.
And you know what?
Yeah,
That is it. It does have that. It has that extreme slapstick feel.
it does.
Exactly.
Is that what got you, Karen? You didn't like the comedy, the little physical comedy parts of it?
No, no. I mean, I love slapstick. I really do. But I just think there's a there was an era for slapstick, and I don't see it functioning right now. I've not seen anybody who makes it function well.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I think it's definitely a time for that. I think now, if we look at any current comedy movies, it would be hard to see something like this, come up again. I think that it was good for the time. I think that if it came down to them being like, we're doing a reboot of this or turning it into a show,
Oh God, no.
no. I don't think it would do well. I don't think it would
Oh
do
God,
well.
no. God, no.
You know, you don't think people would tune in every week to watch white chicks, to watch them dress up as white women?
No, not at all.
Oh my
They even
gosh.
mentioned doing a second movie because so many people have said that they want a sequel. And I remember seeing like an interview of like one of the Wayans brothers saying that they would never do it again unless AI can put the makeup on them like in
Yeah.
some way, because they talked about how long and intricate they had to be in makeup for hours, just like how much torture that was just with those like contacts and everything. So that's a like huge role to re-implicate for sure.
That's true because it's almost like they had on mask, white mask almost like skin.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like 100 years ago where we just put a bunch of white powder on or you know how we
Uh-huh.
do. We just put a bunch of white powder on and
Yes.
a
Just hit him
blonde
with the
wig
white powder
and
and a wig
yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
But they went all in trying to be white women. I will
they
give them
did.
that.
They did. They went all the way in.
They
Yeah,
did.
it was so funny. I think some of my favorite scenes from the movie was in the beginning when they basically redid their interaction with the original women and did it to like the hotel people. That was the best change for me. And when they met their friends for the first time and they were like, "Oh, you look so different," and they're like, "Yeah, I got my knees done," and just like saying like little things like that was just so funny to me. Oh, and my favorite scene out of like the whole movie, I can quote this scene like today by heart, was when they're doing the comebacks with the Vandergill sisters, and they're doing like the, "Oh, you want to talk about mothers," like that's just a classic scene. You just no, there's no way anyone can implement that. That's a scene that will always be a phenomenon from that movie.
That is hilarious that you
Can quote it.
love those scenes. I mean, it's always when you see movies where somebody has to dress up to be somebody else, it's always one of those moments like, okay, you how you fooling these people? How are you don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
look.
Did
But
you sell it?
they did a really good job of not totally looking like themselves. I guess is the I'm not gonna say they look like white women. I'm just gonna say they did a good job of hiding Sean and Marlon
They
face
were
wise.
still ugly.
Yeah, they was horrible.
Oh yeah.
They was ugly.
They still look like goons. They look
They
like
did.
goons. And
I mean, you just can't hide the height. Like if they were
no,
like, I don't know.
Yes.
no.
And the fact,
Just
I mean, and the
yeah.
fact that Terry Crews was in love with him.
That was so funny. That was so funny. The dinner scene. Oh,
Best part of the whole
Okay,
movie.
gross. When he bit his toenail, I was
yes.
done.
And
When he
he
stuck
put
his toes in his mouth, I was done. I was like, we have gone too far.
But
but he
that
still stayed. That was what was crazy.
that's Wayne's comedy. They're gonna gross you out. You know they're
They
gonna
did it.
gross you out.
They did.
Like
That's very true.
Yeah, like that
that.
bathroom scene, I was done. No,
The
that's a no
bathroom
for
scene
me.
was the best part for me. I think it was so funny because girls go to the bathroom together all the time. So the fact that they
Yes.
were all like, let's go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And you just
Yes.
hear them in the bathroom struggling and they're still trying to do their makeup and have their conversation. It's just so funny.
See, see. Now I will say, watching the movie, I thought they are really making fun of white women. Like
Right? That's why I say you can't do that no more.
they're doing it in a manner that I guess people aren't getting offended. They just think it's so funny. But at some points, I was like, "Woo, woo, y'all, woo." So this what you think? This what y'all think rich white women act and do and think? And I just thought, yeah, this couldn't have been made today. This would have been offensive.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
how did you take that scene when they were in the car and they were driving to go shopping and they played the Thousand Mile song, being like, yeah, this is our song. You know the song, right? And they start singing and they're like, oh, we don't know this song. And it's obvious that they don't know the song because they say tomorrow instead of tonight at the end.
Yeah.
And then when they switch the song and they start saying the N word, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, why would you say that?" And they're like, "What? No one's around." And they all sing. I think
That's
that's just
right.
so classic.
See, I mean, their agenda was pretty obvious, but your people are laughing so hard they're not really saying, "Wait a minute, are you trying to say that we? Wait a minute." I
Exactly.
just thought,
Uh-huh.
And, and again, the whole premise of this season is who is telling the story? Keenan
yes,
Ivory
Exactly.
Wayans is telling you what he thinks about white women. And that's why I was like,
yes,
whoo, okay.
yes,
Wow, wow,
yeah.
wow.
There has to be a level of ridiculousness in it for it to be a Wayans movie. But I will say, I did laugh out loud at certain points. That Terry Crews took me out. He just took me out. At the end, yeah, you mean to tell me that what? I'm not a woman. You're not white.
You know what's funny?
Get this jigaboo out of here. That was hilarious to me, and I don't know why. And I've seen Terry Crews be interviewed, and he said he based that character on a guy he played football with in the NFL.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, yes, and that
That's
made it
so funny.
funnier. That made it even funnier to me. I said, "Oh my God, this is hilarious." What? You mean to tell me all this time? Yeah, I'm not a woman. Sorry. You're not what? This is hilarious. But I mean, I would, as much as it pains me to say, I'm all in. White Chicks was stupid, but it was Karen. Now hold on, it was stupid. I'm not going to White Chicks to learn anything, to level up in knowledge. I'm not. I'm just there to be entertained in the dumbest way possible, and it
Exactly.
was a couple of steps up from the Three Stooges, but it was it was still funny to me.
I've never seen the Three Stooges, actually.
You've
You've
never
never?
seen the Three Stooges?
No.
Oh
Well,
my
you
God.
just saw their ghost when you watched White Chicks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you ever watched the Three Stooges, that's pretty much slapstick, just slapstick physical comedy, ridiculousness. So that's really what it was for me.
Yeah.
I think they addressed a lot of stereotypes in this movie though. especially with other races, not just with white chicks. And that's also, I believe, another thing that would not be acceptable in comedy today.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and
Just
break that
especially
down for me.
so in the beginning, when they were in that bodega,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
um
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So like that whole scene there, that's like there were huge stereotypes in that one too.
Mm-hmm.
And
There was.
they play on that a lot throughout the movie with how they treat their coworkers, their counterparts as well. Like they have like a rivalry as well. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just about white chicks too. So I think that's also interesting just to see how in the early 2000s when it comes to talking about race, you can joke about it and go to that dark level. Like you would never be able to do
Yeah.
something like that today at
No.
And you
all.
know what? Let's and being for real, if you think about, there aren't any other movies like this that would
Exactly.
actually do this to somebody in the majority. I
Yeah.
mean, Keenan
Hmm.
Ivory Wayans was very, very brave
Mm-hmm.
when he took on this story and the way he decided to tell it. And
Yeah.
he obviously captured a
Yeah.
generation of folks there who just said, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did. He did. But I think he captured all stereotypes because if you look at them two, they were just bumbling cops, like, you know, and he had
Hmm.
the angry black wife who, it was
Yeah.
Yes.
just like, really,
Yep.
really,
Hmm.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that that's another reason what makes this movie so good is that it does touch on other things. Like it's not just like, okay, yes, we're here for the slapstick, joking about white chicks, but at the same time, you see the other like differences in race that are addressed in that movie too.
yeah. Everybody's stereotype comes out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Imani, at the end of our show, one of the things, like Regina just told you, she was all in for this show, for this movie, and that's one of the
Mm.
things that we do. We tell the audience, okay, we really like this, I'm all in, or as I'm gonna say for white chicks, it's a nope, nope, and nope, not in, not coming, not even go. Mm-mm. And
Well,
so, what do
I'm
you
definitely
think?
all in. I'm definitely all in. This is a movie that I've grown up with and that will continue to be just a comedy that will always have me laughing. I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and no matter how many times I see it, I still laugh and quote the same things over and over again. And I think it's just one of those movies that really it's you don't have to think about anything too hard. You're just watching a movie and watching it to laugh and enjoy the music too. That I think music played such a heavy part of this because it was music of the time that was popular. So,
Okay, so name some of the artists. Help me out with this. Who are some of the artists or some of the songs?
um, so they had Britney, Beyonce. Let me get the name for the 1,000 Mile singer because she definitely her career took off after this. Oh, Vanessa Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so those are just to name a few, and throughout the whole movie, those songs are played. Um, but 1,000 Miles got extremely popular as it appeared in this movie.
Okay.
Um, and honestly, she's a one-hit wonder from this movie just because it's been played so much
So
after
this movie
this.
made her career.
Yes. Yeah, because she wrote this song in like 2002, and it wasn't until after this movie came out that everyone started to play it as much as they did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So he really did know the culture when he released this,
He
not just
did.
subject matter, but music.
And it was outside of its time. I mean, Black people, when they got the opportunity to make a movie, didn't make a movie about white women. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that.
Mhm. Yeah.
This guy was way outside of his time, and he did something that was phenomenal. But again, for me, nope, nope, and nope.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you guys for listening to our podcast today. And of course, if you would like to give us some feedback and tell us what you think about white chicks, you can hit us up on Twitter or the TikTok or Instagram.
Thank y'all so much for listening, and let us know what you think about white chicks. And if you're okay with it, tell us your age too, because we're seeing a certain age demographic that really likes white chicks. Of course, I'm an anomaly because
She
I'm an
is.
old lady, but I did laugh out loud at it. I thought, okay, this is really silly, but it really is funny. But I would just be interested to see what you like and why and how old you are.
And thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
TV Talk is produced by Karen J. Anderson, music by Karen's friend Dave, and Regina Anderson just shows up to talk.